This is the perfect day. Courses.
We're going to start our planning board meeting. This is a special meeting of the Yonkers Planning Board, which is being held on Tuesday, March 27, 2007. It's now 5:45. We are in the Planning Bureau Conference Room at 87 Northampton Avenue in Yonkers. The first item of the special meeting topics is a decision on a finding statement for Block 5170, lots 40 to 200, on a property known as 808 Central Park Avenue, also known as the Cross County Shopping Center. Alfred McDonald, attorney, here is the representative for the proposal.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, this afternoon at 4 o'clock, I got a phone call from John Genovese, who I think he was the manager of the shopping center. He represents the Macerich companies, to tell me that the owners, and you know there are multiple owners who are together in the ownership of this facility, still had a number of questions with regard to the findings that they either didn't understand or were questioning in some fashion, and that they have an owners meeting tomorrow morning. And so he asked me, with your indulgence, to request that we put this matter over to your next meeting. I told him that you were prepared to move forward on this, that spent a great deal of time on it. But until the number of owners who are involved get a full understanding of the findings, they wanted to make sure that this went over and they have further opportunity to deal with it. So they will be meeting with it tomorrow morning, they will be dealing with it tomorrow morning, and hopefully, with your indulgence and patience, you'll consider putting it over this evening to your next regular meeting.
Members of the board, do we have any comments regarding the request for the putting the item over? We actually had it on for tonight for purposes of moving on the item as a courtesy. I don't have a problem with moving it to the next board meeting. Are there any particular items that are at issue with the owners that we should be concentrating on?
By the way, our consultants are here because they didn't even know, so if you have any questions, we have everybody here who can answer the questions for you. The main issue that has, there are probably a couple of issues that they're looking at, but the main issue that's created some confusion is the deferred park. And they don't totally understand it, and there are some ramifications with the deferred parking that they have to get their hands around and feel comfortable with. And as you know, we've been going back and forth on that ourselves. So,
that was one of the issues that actually it hadn't been entirely resolved even as of our last meeting. We waited for Corporation Council knowledge. So it actually is something we
that tended to, that Corporation Council's opinion tended to confuse it in their minds. So they need to understand it, they need to digest it a little bit more. This may give us all an opportunity to discuss it a little more internally.
Members of the board, any other questions? We have the applicant's staff here, so if there's any questions this time? No? All right, then this matter is being put over to the next regular monthly meeting, and we'll see you then.
Good, thank you. Thanks very much.
The second item is a site plan review for Hillview Reservoir at Block 8002, Lot 1, on the property known as 100 Central Park Avenue, pursuant to Article 9 of the Yonkers zoning ordinance. Richard Zunino. Actually, I'm going to give them a chance to go to the conference room. We do have limited space. I had announced that this is a site plan review for the Hillview Reservoir, property known as 100 Central Park Avenue. Richard Zanino is the listed representative for proposal. I need to also let you know that we have a bare quorum at this meeting. We have 4 members present. that will necessitate, in the event of a vote on this item tonight, unanimity on the vote. In other words, one vote cast versus against a given resolution will be fatal to the resolution. That being the case, we always give the applicant the opportunity to put the matter over to the next regular monthly meeting, and we will extend that same courtesy to you today. Do you need time to discuss it, or
No, thank you. We will hold
you're going to hold over to the next meeting? Okay, members of the board, if do you still have any other questions? I know we went over this at the last meeting. We were almost there. I can't remember. Were there any items we were still looking for from the applicant?
There was one item that Giuseppino and I discussed, and I've also discussed it with the Parks Department, and this came from one of Mr. Greco's comments about getting some trees for other locations. The idea of getting a tree spade and picking up the trees there, I don't think is one that works, because we don't spade out part of the dam. But the Parks Department has told me that they could find space for at least 10 trees at either Coin Park or one of the parks down on Brunswick Road. So I thought that was a not unreasonable condition to put into the board's resolution, that the applicant work with the Parks Department and either install, we have to work that out, either install or provide and install trees, but trees within the city park. And I was taking this from the perspective that DEP is, in a sense, not just an applicant, but the city and DEP, city governors, and DEP are regularly working on infrastructure issues between the two of us. So it's not quite the same thing as an applicant who can say, you know what, you're doing this for us. We have all sorts of other infrastructure negotiations going on with connections to the water system. So I feel that Yonkers should be seen in the next fiscal year.
Like you mentioned, the department going something like conservation would have too much against adding green space to the city or county.
It's not the face of the day.
So long as it's not in the face of the game. The applicants, so it's my understanding that that type of a program would be amenable to the applicant. It just needs to work itself out through the board and your department with the approval of the DEC. Is that how? With the Parks Department.
Our Parks Department is so they can work out something like that. And they suggested Kingsley Park on Brunswick Road or Point Park.
They know this.
They know.
I'm not.
We try to keep it in the southeast Yonkers area, since we're
Taking it from the southeast.
That
makes sense.
Sure. I got a question. Is there any reason that is there any way we can cut back at the amount of trees that have to be taken?
And that is actually what we've already done. We were initially instructed to remove all of the trees, because that is, according to FEMA guidelines, you're not supposed to have any trees. So there's approximately 3,400 trees on the site. We're removing 2,400 based on our plan that saved those trees.